Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. So today we are doing another pick a pile, and this one is going to be about what is the next chapter of your life going to bring. And like I always say, when it comes to picking the piles, you can go with your intuition, you can use a pendulum, or you can just Google how to use one of those number generators. If you just Google number generator, it actually just comes up and you just put in 1, 2, 3 and it'll pick it for you. You also may find that more than one pile, that 2 or 3 piles actually resonate with you. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you find this, you were meant to find it, and just go ahead and pick a pile. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when new videos come out. Check out membership. I have a very robust membership program with lots of meditations, opening your chakras, working with your guides, your angels, and it's all nicely organized into playlists. And plus I do lots of lives with my members too. And if you do want to book a reading, I know there's a lot of scammers out there. You have to go to dianeaquarius.com and then you can schedule a reading. And if you notice my dragon over here, I just got him. He's new. And if you notice, he is, I don't know if you can see on camera, he is breathing fire. He does have incense on his head and it is coming out. So I don't know if you can see too, he is filled with crystals down below. So he's just going to watch over all of this. So let's get into it. Oh, and also too, in the description box below, I have everything put out into chapters. So whichever pile you want, just click on it and you don't have to scroll through the video. You'll be taken right to it. So I'm using the Power of Love deck for the initial part. It's by James Van Praagh. And I'm just going to randomly pick 3 cards. Let's see if anyone really wants to come out yet. I see this one. This one. Okay. And I know some of you like using crystals for this. So number 1 is going to be self-love. And this is yellow jade. This is going to be a heart that I just put right on here. You can put your focus on there. Number 2 is the card of purpose. And I'm going to put a yellow jade star. Put that on there. And number 3, willingness. And I'm going to put another yellow jade, and this one is a moon. And I'm going to put it there. If you want to pause the video, go ahead. If not, just take a deep breath, ask the universe what you need to know, which one you should be drawn to. We're going to use the standard tarot deck for this one, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different oracle cards other than these. So take a deep breath, get ready, pick one, and let's get to it. Okay, so welcome pile 1, folks. You picked self-love. You picked the card of self-love. And it says, you realize that love of self is necessary to love another. Okay, so let's put that there. We'll put your stone with a dragon. And I'm going to pick 4 tarot cards for you to find out what is going on with the next chapter of your life. Okay, first one is the Fool, Ace of Swords, wow, 10 of Pentacles, and 9 of Wands. Some pretty good cards there. All right, I'll take that. Then I'm going to use the Lover's Oracle. Love this deck. I use this in most of the pick-up piles. They are all heart-shaped and different back sides. Okay, I think this one wants to come out. sure I'm just getting one. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually, we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So really pretty. Okay. We're going to use the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Linn. I think this one wants to come out. Air spirit, knowledge. And look at that. She's on a boat, just floating above the forest there. I'm going to do the tea leaves. So as usual, I'll just cut them. We'll work with these. Finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the future. So we'll explore that. You know, if you get a card that's like not what you would consider to be like a great card, you know, I always say the beauty of oracle cards and tarot cards is that it gives you a heads up. And so we can look at what this problem is going to be or could be. And then the Angels of Abundance cards. Oh, well, this one wants to come out right away. Positivity, faith, and optimism. Beautiful card. Look at the lions. Makes me think of Leo energy. Makes me think of the Strength card in tarot, that you have inner strength, you have inner courage. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you're on. Keep the faith and keep going. Beautiful. And then lastly, I really haven't used these very often, the Archetype cards by Caroline Myss. So let's see what archetype is going to be important to you with this next chapter of your life. These cards are very thick and sturdy. Oh, okay. And I was going to say, one may not emerge. I may have to just take the top, but you know what? Spirit did it. Oh, Angel. Beautiful. And if you're not familiar with the deck, it has a light attribute and shadow attributes. So the light attributes, helping those in need with no expectations of return. But I'd also say, you know, like acting like an angel, but also working with the angels. The shadow attributes would be acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. I'm not getting that from you guys, I'll be honest, just because your cards are so positive and really sweet and kind. So the first message about this next chapter of your life has to do with self-love. And so your guides, your angels, whomever, creator, source, whatever you want to call it, those on the other side, are saying to you, you need to practice self-love and self-care, because you can't give from a dry well, right? You have to take care of yourself, nurture yourself in this next chapter. Like, that's a lesson you need to learn. You haven't been so good at it in the past. Like, you would give somebody the shirt off your back, but if you had to say spend $50 on a new shirt for yourself, you may think twice, whereas you probably wouldn't for someone else. So practice that self-care. So in this next chapter, you get the Fool. And the Fool is all about having faith in the universe, taking a leap of faith, taking what I would call a calculated risk. Okay, because I never want people to take a foolish risk. Like, don't give up your day job to follow your hobby until you have your hobby all settled and, you know, your business is making money and that sort of thing. And I think it is a good thing to start your own business and to be an entrepreneur, but you want to do it logically, right? And so in this next chapter, you're going to be taking more risks, having more faith, taking more leaps of faith. Ace of Swords, two things. One, aces, okay, first of all, aces are about new beginnings. So this chapter has a lot of newness to it because you are taking these risks and leaps. And And then you have this new beginning here. And it's a new beginning where you speak your truth. And I'm wondering if that's why the self-love comes up, because when you start to speak your truth and you start to be very honest, sometimes those people who got a little too comfortable with you, being that version of you that they could push around, they become rather uncomfortable. They don't like that. And so keep that in mind, and I always say lovingly speak your truth. And this has to do with your throat chakra. And so does this yellow jade. So yellow jade actually does have to do with your throat chakra. And so you want to practice opening it. I do have videos and membership for that. But, because when you open your throat chakra, you are able to lovingly speak your truth, stand in your power, be genuine and authentic. 10 of Pentacles, you don't get more golden coins on a card than this. So this tells me a couple of things. One, this next chapter is going to be financially better for you. Okay, but please don't burn yourself out. Practice that self-care as you're starting these new ventures, being the best version of yourself. And this also makes me feel like family is going to make a difference. Family or very, very close friends, that's like family. Okay, so 10 of Pentacles is the only card that has 3 generations of a family on there, even has the 2 dogs. It has the grandparents, the parents, the children. And so it's you and how you deal with your family at all the different levels, all the different types of family members, positions that they play, the roles that they play in the family, how you interact. But also too, this tells me, because I do get with a lot of you guys, and also too with the Ace of Swords, let me say, for those of you that do anything with reading, writing, public speaking, so people that have blogs, podcasts, you're an author, you're a journalist, I would say anything where you're getting a message out, even like say choreographing, composing music, screenplays, you're an actor, you're a singer, something where you're getting a message out. This is the next chapter is the right time to do it, because financially it's going to be good, right? But you have to take these educated, calculated risks, trust, do everything that you need to do all the practical real world stuff, right? Do your research, all of that, make your list of goals and how you're going to reach each one and put dates beside them. Do all of that, because you have the chance for it to be really lucrative. And 9 of Wands is the card of perseverance. No matter what this character's been put through, he's still standing. And so you're stronger than what you think. And that once again brings me back to seeing the lion on here, which makes me think of the Strength card. So for pile 1 people, your next chapter is going to be somewhat easier simply because you have a lot of inner strength and inner courage to do what you need to do, to deal with family members, to deal with finances, to start your own business, to take your passion and your hobbies to the next level. Okay. So my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So that makes me feel like some of you are missing someone in spirit. And you can see there is an age difference between these two characters here. So this could be you missing a parent, a grandparent, a child, you could be the older one, you could be the younger one. This will be different for, different people, right? But always know, somebody who works as a medium, always know that they can always hear and see you. Even though we miss them so painfully down here, for them, we're just a heartbeat away. And so remember, you will be reunited again. Believe in that divine timing. I know it's hard, but people do write exit points into their soul contract. And so just know in this next chapter, you're going to have to actually deal with it. And this person could have already passed, but you maybe never dealt with it before. Or on the other hand, this could also, and I think this may apply to some of you, but not as many, you're in a long distance relationship. Okay, so the person that you care most about And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be, your child went off to college, or it could be your husband had to take a job in another country, or, something like that where there's distance between you. And so know that things will go back to normal eventually, but you're just going to have to get through it at that time. So I wanted to clarify this finger one from the tea leaves, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. Let's take a good look at that. So what do they need to know? What do they need to know about a problem now or in the future? The Hierophant, Four of Wands, Three of Wands. Okay. So the issue could be with a couple of different things. One, it could be quite on a literal level, a spiritual leader, a priest, a priestess, a shaman, whoever is the head of your spiritual group. It could be taken quite literally as that. It could also mean a teacher, okay? Because if you see, the Hierophant has his students down below. So having an issue with a teacher or a spiritual leader of some sort, in some cases, for a few of you, it could be something to do with marriage, because the Hierophant can marry people. It could mean that possibly, but I'm not leaning towards that as much, because we get the Four of Wands. Now we're looking at it in terms of problems, right? This is actually a good card, but this is a card of having a happy marriage, but typically more than that, reaching your milestones, reaching your goals. And I think that's where the self-care is coming in, that you need to practice the self-care so that when an issue does arise, and issues do arise in life, right? People do leave us for, one reason or another. But if you have this good, solid foundation and you're living that life of your dreams, which you, in this next chapter, you have the potential for, when you come up against these things, you're going to be okay. All right. And then Three of Wands, things may not be happening as fast for you in this next chapter, because maybe you weren't really embracing the Fool's energy and just going for it. Really just spreading your wings, soaring, flying. And, so you're kind of like stuck in this period of waiting for your ship to come in. So take that how it resonates with you, because everyone is so different, and I'm reading for a lot of you. But the good news is that it's all surmountable. This is something that you can overcome. So next is positivity, faith, and optimism. I really like this card. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. So in this next chapter, your vibes are high. So even though there may be an issue coming, you know what, you can handle it. You've got this. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you're on. Keep the faith and keep going. So it's interesting. Faith is coming up again. Faith is coming up again and again in your reading. So you know what? You may have this little period where things kind of seem bleak to you. And that happens a lot, right? Like, we think that we're on the right track, and then we get a little setback and we're just like, and you just kind of throw in the towel. And the cards and spirit saying, no, don't do that. Like, you've got this. You've got to just keep the faith. And so for you guys, like, your outcome is going to be beautiful. It's going to be magical. You're going to have that life of your dreams. And I'm taking this angel archetype one so literally, that your angels, those people, entities that you have on the other side, have your back. You also may start to really work with the angels in a formal way. I do have classes in membership on that you can watch on demand and, take them anytime. And it says, for the light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation or return. And so I think a lot of you are going to, because you're going to have more than enough, first of all, right? 10 of Pentacles, we can see that you're going to have more than enough, that you're going to be able to be altruistic. You're going to be able to help others. You're going to have more than enough. You're going to, for those of you that know that I teach the law of one, you're going to be of service to others. So yeah, really, a really beautiful next chapter for you. And, oh, I didn't get to this one. Oh, I'm glad I looked. So air spirit knowledge. So air spirit would actually coordinate with Ace of Swords and, or the swords in general. So you have the knowledge that you need. And you are somebody who's a deep thinker, a critical thinker, because air has to do with thoughts, thinking, your ability to analyze, to take in information, your knowledge, your wisdom. So you have what it takes to really make this next chapter really positive. But it's also saying, keep the faith, remain optimistic, because there's going to be a little glitch, but how big that glitch is going to depend on you. Don't let any little setbacks get you down. Just keep moving forward. So this next chapter is really, really good. And I really think a lot of you are going to end up living the life of your dreams in this next chapter. You will have the ability to be in that relationship that you want to be in, even though there may be a little pause for some of you. But for others of you, I mean, 10 of Pentacles is about relationships too, because, you have that whole family unit there. But I think for a lot of you, family is going to play a really important role in a good way. And for a lot of you, having really like new thoughts, new ideas, and implementing them. It's going to make a difference. So please put in the comments below what pile you picked. Let me know how it resonates with you. And if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, check out membership. It's here on my YouTube channel. And if you do want a reading, go to DianeAquarius.com. Bye, Pile One, folks. Okay, welcome Pile 2 people. You chose the Star, and we'll put that over here with our dragon friend, and the card of Purpose. You possess the determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. Beautiful. So let's pick 4 tarot cards. So 8 of Wands. Okay, the last group got this card too. 9 of Wands. So 8 and 9, okay. So if you find that 9 really ends up resonating with you, you may want to watch the first one. You get the Justice card. Oh, liking this. And then you get the 9 of Cups. He's all about being very happy and content, feeling fulfilled. So let's use the Lover's Oracle here. I know I use these cards a lot, but I love this deck. I love that they're heart-shaped. They're gorgeous. Let's see if one card wants to emerge. Oh, I think this guy did. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Yeah, that's an important life lesson for a lot of us, isn't it? Okay, so let's put that there. And then we'll use the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Linn. Okay. Storm Spirit, Chaos. Look at that. That's a gorgeous card, isn't it? And if that makes you feel a little anxious, hang on until, I delve into it. Okay, let's do a couple of the tea leaves here. Well, let's see if one wants to emerge. I will cut this down a bit. Okay, this one wants to come out. Oh, interesting. So you're getting a bit of a cloud theme. Like you literally got clouds. Temporary problems. So the good news about that is it's temporary. So the next chapter of your life will not have these long-term issues that you'll be dealing with for, ever. It'll just be a little bump in the road. And that actually came up with pile 1 people too, that there was going to be a little bump, but not that big of a deal, something that they can make it through. As long as they didn't allow themselves to, get down about it all. Oh, a windfall of abundance. This is the Angels of Abundance deck. Windfall of abundance. An increase in abundance in arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose. Life purpose, and you get the purpose card to start off with. So we're starting to see some real themes building here. So to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. Okay. And then let's see, this is Caroline Mesa's archetype deck. And let's see what archetype is going to play a role in this next chapter of your life. Oh, I like this one. Alchemist. So the light attribute, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. If you really relate to the wisdom part, wisdom did play a part in pile 1 too. Shadow attribute, misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. Your cards are like too positive, and I said this with pile 1 too, that your cards are kind of too positive for that. So the light attribute, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Beautiful. So let's dig into this. So the first card being the purpose card, you possess the determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. And love is the highest vibration, right? Out of all the vibrations, love is really like the highest vibration. That's why for those of you that study the Law of One, you know that I channel the Ra Collective. They talk about even just opening your heart chakra, like say when you have your water in front of you, you open up your heart chakra and you just bless your water. You fill it with the vibration of love. So even that way, when you're drinking it, it's coming in as love. So that's really beautiful. And I think that's something that we could all use more of. You could also take up that practice of sending love out to people, even people that you may not care for, or people that are in crisis. Okay. So know in some aspect, this next chapter of your life, that part of your purpose is to be like a light worker. It's to consciously give love. But also too, you want to make sure that there's a healthy two-way street, that you're able to receive love, okay? So make sure that you are opening your heart chakra on a regular basis so that you can give and receive love. Now, 8 of Wands. This talks about lots of opportunities coming your way in the next chapter of your life. And maybe it's going to even feel like things are speeding up a little bit. Like this next chapter, like things kind of come fast and furious. You get all these new opportunities and just wonderful things coming your way. Okay. And you have the ability, 9 of Wands, to persevere. Because no matter what this character's been through, he's able to keep going. You have like that inner strength and courage. You have what it takes for this next chapter. You've got this. And justice. You can take this in one of two ways. And this will apply differently for different, viewers. For some of you, if you have a legal case, then it's going to be favorable. For others of you, it means that you're coming into a time in your life where things are balanced, harmonious, fair, just. If you feel like you've been treated unfairly by someone or in some situation, things will become rectified. If you see he's holding a sword, and the sword has two sides, and all the swords in tarot have two sides actually. And it talks about things having two sides, things being fair and balanced. Okay. So that's a nice energy to go into your next chapter with. And the Nine of Cups, some people call him the smug merchant. He's very satisfied and content with his life. He feels fulfilled. He's happy. So that is a really beautiful energy to take into this next chapter of your life. So love and happiness really plays a big part of this next chapter, as well as having new opportunities, having things be just and fair in your life. Okay. And then emotions are a natural and necessary part of life. Yes, because you did get a lot of cups here, right? You did get the Nine of Cups, and cups are all about emotions. But they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. So it's interesting. So you get the word cloud here. We get the clouds over here. So lots of clouds in the midst of all this love, fairness, harmony, and balance. So we know there's a little something that's going to come up that we'll take a look at. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So a lesson for you in this next chapter is to cut those cords of anyone or anything that's not for your highest good. Sometimes we let people, or we stay in situations that just aren't good for us anymore. Maybe it worked at one point being with that person, working at that job, but then there comes a point where you just say, look, it's time to walk away. And walk away with love, because you have all these new opportunities coming too. So, and you are strong enough to do this, and it will lead to things being happier and fairer and more balanced. So storm spirit, chaos. Sometimes when we're going through a transition in our life, we need a little bit of chaos to get rid of those people and things that no longer serve us, even though we know that's temporary, because the clouds here say temporary problems. So this is a very temporary thing that you're going to have to deal with, you're going to have to face, but it then goes away. You deal with it. You are strong enough to deal with it. And what is on the other side is amazing. It's like this new life where you're living your dreams, you're happy, you're feeling fulfilled. And you get this windfall of abundance. An increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms. So that's really nice for your next chapter. Some of them may be expected, some of them will be unexpected. Be open to receiving. Okay, so we just got done talking about opening your heart, right? So you can receive and give. Okay, that there needs to be that exchange. So to receive, you do need to give, and to give and not run your well dry, you need to also receive. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. And then you guys get alchemist. So I'm wondering if some of you are going through a spiritual transformation, maybe a Kundalini awakening, you're becoming more enlightened, or you're literally practicing magic, practicing angelic magic, white magic, that sort of thing. And people always will say, what's white and black magic? It has nothing to do with skin color. It's just meaning that white magic just means, and it's an age-old expression, that you're just working with love and light, right? It's a light magic. So I teach, angel magic in membership. So transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So you really, in this next chapter, come out wiser for it. You enter in with a certain amount of wisdom, expertise, knowledge, and I'll even go as far as saying enlightenment, but it gets ramped up in this next chapter. And so you really come out through the other side of this chapter of your life really positively. I just wanted to look at what these temporary problems and chaos could be, so that way you can have a little bit of a heads up. Okay. So for some of you, Two of Pentacles, it's going to be juggling and balancing everything. And that would make sense with the Eight of Wands, because when the Eight of Wands comes into play, you get all these opportunities and everything coming your way. And you may really need to ground yourself to say, okay, I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to do that. And also too, releasing those things that no longer work for you as you're doing all this juggling. You really want to be in the highest vibration. So, so you're getting like lots of twos here. So Two of Cups, dealing with partnerships. It can be romantic. It doesn't have to be, but having like a little bump, a little glitch, dealing with another person. It could even be in the business world. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be a partner. It could be your mother. It could even be your cat or dog, just someone that you have some kind of relationship with. There's going to be a little bit of an issue that you just need to tend to. And then one more, King of Cups. I call him the king of emotions. So just dealing with all of your emotions, everything that you have, because it's funny because this actually does talk about, right? This one did talk about your emotions. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. And you literally get the king of emotions right over the clouds. So yeah, don't let your emotions run away with you. Keep everything in check, keep everything in balance, and you're going to be fine. This is going to be a really nice chapter of your life where you really come out with new opportunities. You come out happy, feeling satisfied, maybe for the first time in a long time. And it's sort of like you're working your magic. For some of you, it'll be literal. For others of you, you'll just be in such a flow with the universe that things just start to manifest and start to happen for you. So, all right, pile two people, if you haven't already, please like this, subscribe, hit the notification bell, check out membership. I have like dozens of courses in there, all arranged in playlists for you to take on demand. And if you do want a reading, go to DianaAquarius.com and please leave in the comments what number you picked and how it resonated. Even if you have to come back to it later to see, and I like that some of you do that. You do come back later and you let me know how things evolve. So, all right, bye, pile two people. Okay, welcome pile three people. You chose the moon here. We'll put that right over here. And the card of willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. Oh, okay, I like that. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. So you're willing to do what it takes for the highest good. Okay, so let's put that here. I'm going to choose 4 tarot cards and we're going to look at what's in store for the next chapter of your life. Okay, first card, the Hermit. Now, don't get upset if this is the death card. The death card almost never means death in tarot. Okay. Just like the hermit doesn't mean you're going to be like lonely and by yourself. So take a deep breath if you're not familiar with tarot, and let me explain what the cards mean. Because I know sometimes people see certain cards and they're like, ugh. 10 of Wands and Page of Wands. Okay, beautiful. So let's take a card out of the Lover's Oracle. Love these cards. Let's see if one, oh, let me see, nope. I thought one was going to emerge. Hang on. Here we go. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Okay, we'll get into that. This is the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Linn. Oh, well, that one clearly wants to come out. Thicket of Thorns, uncertainty. Okay, put that there. Let's choose a tea leaf. Just cut these a little bit. Okay. Fan, romance, celebration, party. Okay, that sounds promising. All right, Angels of Abundance. Oh, gratitude list. That's a good one. Gratitude list. Counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind. What and who are you grateful for right now? Keep focusing upon gratitude and you'll discover the amazing generosity of this universe, right? Because, you know, law of attraction, what you put out is what you get back. And then let's look at the archetype cards by Carolyn Mace. So what archetype is going to play a part in this next chapter of your life? Damsel. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I like this one. I'll show this to you. There we go. So these have light and shadow attributes if you're not familiar. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspire you to rely on yourself. The shadow attributes, waiting for a knight to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. And I'm wondering if this is correlating to this card actually. So we'll get into that. Okay, so willingness. So let's start here. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. So there's some things that you're willing to give up if it's for like the highest good, if it's for that highest vibration of all, right? The vibration of love, that thing that makes you so happy and feel good about everything. But if it's not for your highest good, if it's not of love and light, you're not going to compromise. You're not going to have that willingness. But I could picture some of you not just opening your heart, but maybe even opening your home, giving of your time, you know, adopting that pet, taking in somebody that needs a place to stay, you know, that family member that doesn't have a place, or that friend that's, you know, having difficulties. Going above and beyond for a coworker that's having a difficult time, maybe training that new coworker that maybe isn't getting everything that, you know, they should, that they're struggling, taking in that stray cat, you know, really opening yourselves up at this time, you know, being of service to others, right? I teach the law of one, so I'm all about being of service to others. So the Hermit means that this is a time for you to study, to educate yourself, to learn more. What is it that interests you? You know, if it's geometry, if it's tarot, if it's nutrition, exercise, what is it that you've been wanting to learn? And find yourself a teacher, a mentor, a leader, somebody that can be of assistance to you, somebody that can shine that light and show you the way. So this next chapter of your life, you're going to be learning new ideas, new skills, and putting them to use. Now, the death card, I said, don't get upset. First of all, the death card is about transition and transformation. There's 5 petals on this white flower because in numerology, 5 is the number of change. So you're going through a very important time where you're changing, you're transitioning, you're transforming yourself, probably because of the new knowledge and education, the new ideas that you're receiving, and you're becoming a different person. And we know that it's a loving, kind person, and it's one that has skills and abilities that you don't currently have in this next for this next chapter. So that's beautiful. Now, watch yourself as you go through this 10 of Wands. Make sure that you're going through everything with your eyes wide open, because this character could see if he just bundled up the wands, put them on his back, and then he can see where he's going, right? So don't put your head in the sand. Go into all these situations, because I see like you guys going into a lot of different situations, not just learning and educating yourself, but like I said, helping that coworker, taking in that cousin that needs a place, doing that sort of thing. I'm getting that vibe. But don't burn yourself out, and be realistic, be practical, be down to earth, okay? And things will be fine. Page of Wands. I always look at him because you can kind of see he's searching, he's thinking, even though I know pages traditionally give messages, and you may be receiving messages in this next chapter. And with Wands, it would be about your passions, what makes you enthused, what gets you excited, what makes you want to get out of bed in the morning, right? So, and that could go back right to the Hermit, by the way. That could take you right back to him. These things could be what you're learning more about. Maybe you always wanted to study ballet, learn how to sing, be in your local community theater, learn a new arts and crafts, take up gardening, whatever it is. Receiving good news about it. So that tells me that if you really were to learn something new in this chapter, it's going to be successful. And for me too, also because pages go right into aces, and aces are about new beginnings. And so this is like, for me, a bit of a planning period where you're really thinking and going through your ideas and your thoughts and listening to them. And to really tune into that, for those of you that work with your chakras, that would be your sacral chakra that you need to pay attention to, okay? So let's look at this one. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. So, make sure that this person is for your highest good, that there is lots of love, but you don't want to get into that smothering type of relationship. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives, right? And I talked about this with pile 2, like opening your heart chakra so you can give and receive love. There has to be that balance, right? It has to be a two-way street. So if you start to feel smothered, you may want to take a step back. And if you're the one that's doing the smothering, you may need to ask yourself why, because usually that comes from insecurities, right? Things from your past. So, Thicket of Thorns, uncertainty. I'm going to pull a couple of cards to see what you need to know about this uncertainty. I can see the uncertainty because, you are in a planning phase. So that makes sense to me, like you're thinking about things. So we get the King of Pentacles with this. Now the King of Pentacles has to do with a few things. Well, obviously money, right? Because it's Pentacles. Your health, okay? So balancing your health, balancing your finances, but also being grounded, being down to earth, being practical. I don't know why, but that just seems to be coming to my mind as I do your reading, pile 3 people. To be just grounded, down to earth, and practical. Because first of all, I think the more down to earth you are, the easier it will be to make decisions to figure out what the next step should be for this next chapter of your life. Love that you got the fan. Romance celebration party. So this is going to be a fun chapter, one that's filled with love, with romance, having good times with friends and family, having that party attitude. I'm thinking of the 3 of Cups in tarot, for those of you that know tarot, where they're just having a good time. It's 3 ladies celebrating with their glasses of wine, and and the abundance of the harvest is all around them. They're reaping all these wonderful things that they've sown. So this is a fun time. So it's not all drudgery. It's a good time. Gratitude list. When I see this, it always tells me that you need to raise your vibration up a notch, because gratitude is such a high vibration. So if once a day, say either when you start the day, I prefer when you start, but if you really can't, then before you go to bed, write down at least 3 things that you're grateful for. Wherever it is that you live, if you have a car, a job, food in the fridge, good health, clothes, good people around you, whatever it is that you're grateful for, your pets, your loved ones, friends, write it down. Because, like it says, counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind, right? Because you don't want to perseverate on everything that could be wrong, or that, maybe is not as perfect as it could be. Not that it's wrong, but, you just sit there and you just project. What and who are you grateful for right now? Keep focusing upon gratitude and you'll discover the amazing generosity of the universe. Yeah, I mean, the universe is just made out of energy, isn't it? So what you put out is what you get back. And so put out gratitude, and put out gratitude, you can use the law of attraction technique, where you're putting out gratitude for things that you want to get in the future, but you're stating it in the present tense. So the saying is, I am so happy and grateful for a soulmate relationship, my dream job, my dream house, a certain car, peace in my family, good health. And you just repeat it throughout the day, write it down, put that energy out there. And don't question it, don't doubt it, just know that it's going to come. And the universe, for me, has almost always, I would say like 99% of the time, has delivered. So just keep that intention high. So damsel, like this one for archetypes. Understanding the nature of healthy romance. And that's what we talked about too, with the whole smothering situation, that, you need to have your own space. The other person needs their own space too. So keep that in mind. Inspires you to rely on yourself. So this is a good time for you. If you haven't been feeling so independent, you may feel more independent as you learn more, educate yourself more, go through that transition, that transformation, those changes that are really going to take you to the next level. Okay. So I think this next chapter is going to be really exciting. It's going to be obviously multifaceted in many ways. I think you're going to learn some lessons, but then have some really great opportunities to grow your finances, to grow your knowledge base, to raise your vibration, and to really ground yourself throughout all of this. And, because I do believe when we're grounded, we make the best decisions. So in the comments, please let me know which pile that you chose and how it resonated. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, check out membership. I have dozens of classes in there. They're all in neat playlists and they're on demand. And if you want a reading, go to DianeAquarius.com. All right. Bye, everybody. See you next week.